Hey, I'm Jen Anderson, and today I'm talking about what to do when someone's been talking trash about you. Hi, I'm Jen Anderson. I'm an empowerment life coach for Stronger Because Coaching, and one of the things I do is teach people the skills that help them to be able to have the freedom to express themselves, to show up as themselves 100% without feeling like they have to control or manage other people's feelings of them, to have those feelings of approval. And one of the places this shows up really strongly where we're at with this is when we hear that someone's been talking about us behind our backs. This is where we really get to know where we're at with this. And some of the things that we often do is we try to convince them that they're wrong. Why, no, seriously, this is why, let me explain a little bit more. We get a little bit convincing, a little bit needy. Something else that we do is we judge them back. We see their judge and we're going to raise them one. Try to judge them just a little bit more than they judged us and point out why they're not likable or they're wrong or whatever it is. And sometimes we put forward a more likable kind of edited version of ourselves to try to manage what other people are thinking so that we don't have to deal with their disapproval. But the fact is everyone is different. And everyone has their own preferences about things. This is why Baskin Robbins was so amazing when it first came out. For all the people who didn't, really like vanilla or chocolate, they had like so many other flavors to choose from. And it wasn't anything personal against vanilla. Like maybe it just wasn't their preference or, just what they preferred. And that was okay, right? And it's the same with us. The reason someone doesn't like us is going to have to do with their opinions and their preferences based on their experiences, on their thoughts, and really it's about them. But the reason criticism hurts is because we make it mean something about us, like we're wrong or we're unlikable. And so actually, really, it's just reflection. What they're saying is just a reflection of their own opinion. It's not a reflection of us. So bottom line, it's our job to approve of ourselves. It's not anyone else's job to approve of us. That's our job. So when we hear that someone's been criticizing us, talking about us behind our back, this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where our task is. This is where our work lies. It starts with approving of ourselves. And one really good thing to start with when we get that feedback from someone else is to consider, is that actually something we like about ourselves? Sometimes they're saying something that we kind of agree with. Do we agree with that? And if this is valid, then we have an opportunity to change something that we don't like either. Not because we're trying to convince them or change ourselves to be what they like, but because we don't like that. We want to show up differently. It's not that we don't like ourselves, but maybe the quality that they're pointing out is something we don't particularly like either. So we have an opportunity. We can also take that feedback, listen to it, and say, you know what, that's actually something I like about myself. I'm going to allow you to keep your opinion and make that mean something about them rather than us. So as you get opinions and thoughts and feedback from other people, we start to feel like it's us. It's us that we're getting feedback about. But it's more like an inbox. It's like our mailbox, and we're looking at it and we're saying, is this something that I want to give my time and attention to? Is this something that I think deserves my efforts? If it is, awesome. If it isn't, you have the opportunity to delete it or let it go from your life. No biggie. Now, just like a little word of caution here is that sometimes we get really caught on the idea of being right. And if we're so caught on it that we don't have the opportunity to really analyze it and say, actually, is there anything valid about this that I could benefit from? Then we're missing out on an opportunity. There's a cost to always being right, is that we don't get to grow from it. So if we're right, that's the end. No more. If there's something that we could change, if there's any validity to it, then we have the opportunity to grow. So there's a benefit to it. Okay, something else that I think is so important is to continue showing up as you. When you're doing, if you're doing Facebook Lives, if you're doing videos, if you're doing posts, if you're putting your opinions out there in a big way, then you have a really opportunity to be targeted in a big way. And it takes a lot of courage to keep doing it. Keep showing up. In a small way, if you're just being you, if these are your thoughts, your true actions, your true feelings, keep being you. Speak your truth. When you speak up about it or after that, remember, it's not to convince or change someone's opinion. It's not to prove that you're understood or try to not be misunderstood. It's not even to make them suffer for having a different opinion. You can continue just to speak your truth and be you. Okay, we can give other people permission. This is another thing we can do. We can give them permission to have a different opinion. That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I don't like that either. Sometimes I don't like other people's things that they think or feel or do either. I have preferences too, and maybe I'm just not your flavor. It's okay. And when someone's talking it around town, the only difference is they're saying their opinion out loud. That's it. We all have our preferences. You don't have to change people to still be likable, approvable of, I think I just made up a word, but bottom line, you get to be you, unedited, uncensored. You can have the freedom to just be you, and then the people who come around you are your people. The people who don't like those things aren't your people, and that's okay. So if you're interested in learning how to show up genuinely as you, without trying to control and manage other people's thoughts and opinions of you, I'm your girl. I can help you. Message me if you're interested in having the freedom that comes with just being you. Message me if you want to learn how to have the freedom of not hiding and truly being your genuine self. I got you, okay? Send me a message. That's actually how a lot of these videos are created. People sending me messages, calling me saying, hey, can you help me out with this? So call me if you think you could use some help working on this. There's so much you can do.